Hello and welcome back to another indie demo showcase. Today we'll be taking a look at the demo for Stories from Seoul, the Gundog. This is a retro-styled visual novel that takes heavy inspiration from mecha and space opera anime from the 80s and 90s. Looking at the visual design and character designs, I get a lot of similarities from the original UC Gundam, Space Battleship Yamato, and stuff like Macross. So I'm really excited to see what this one is about. I am a huge fan of those older anime series, older mecha anime and space operas. Absolutely love them. And from what I can tell, there's going to be a heavy focus on, the character-driven aspect of this visual novel. So we're going to jump right in, see what's in store for us, and enjoy this little space opera we have for us. September 21st, Planetary Calendar 209. Following a raft of oppressive policies and crackdowns from the Earth-based government of the Solar Federation, the joint forces of the Martian territories and the Jovian Unified Colony Fleet rebelled. This conflict came to be known as the Solar War. So Martian territories, Mars, Jovian, I'm going to assume that's Jupiter. We are in our solar system. So that's little scope of the lore that's going on. The war carried for 3 years, but eventually the combined forces of the Martian territories and Jovian Unified Colony Fleet managed to push the Federation military all the way back to planet Earth. In the final days, a pitched battle was fought in lunar orbit that would decide the war's victor. Lunar orbit aboard the Jovian carrier JFS Kalike. Ooh, that is a gritty sound effect. You reflexively tighten your grip on your armored frame's twin flight sticks as another wave of vibrations reverberates through the cockpit. The creak of your new flight suit and your quickening breath are the only sounds that you hear above the gentle hum of the frame's subsystems. As you squeeze the controls tighter, their plastic casings creak under the pressure. You try and stay calm, knowing that these gentle vibrations are remnants of huge shockwaves that are buffering the Kalike. I'm going to butcher that every time that comes up. The carrier that you're stationed on. Each one is a near miss as an explosion tears through the space around the ship. You try to push the thought from your mind and focus on controlling your breathing, but you've already realized that the frequency means the Kalike must be approaching the front line. Your squadron will be launching soon, and you'll be engaging in your first real sortie, your first real flight, in fact. But you know that pilots are supposed to have hundreds of hours of live flights and training exercises in real armored frames before they're allowed anywhere near the front lines. Of course, that didn't happen. Command had told you that the modern simulators meant cadets could graduate without the need for these exercises. You'd overheard the rumors, though. The Jovian colony fleet had lost a lot of pilots, and still wanting to keep pace with the Martian advance against Earth, had resorted to fielding anyone who could fight. Your whole squadron is just like you, freshly conscripted from the Europa colony. You'd undergone basic training there, but almost all of your flight training had taken place on the cruiser's journey from Jovian space. You wonder how the others are feeling right now. Whether... Maintenance crew, Kalike 5, this is flight deck. We're approaching your squad for takeoff. Running last-minute diagnostics on your frame. Activating all systems. Now. Oh my god, it's like I'm in Mega Man right now. Alright, looks all good to go. We'll run a few more checks, then we'll have you spaceborne in a few minutes. You ready to show those Terrans who's boss? Yeah, wait, that's... Where's the confidence? Yeah, can't wait to get out there. I'm gonna. You stammer, trying your best to convince not the engineer, but yourself that you're ready for what's waiting for you. Whoa, take a breath there, Kalec 5. You're not gonna be that bad out. No need to get all riled up here in the hangar. Tell you what, pilot. What's your name? What's your first name, pilot? Sure? Okay, Typhon, what is your surname? I don't have one. RPG. That's the channel. And your pronouns? Okay. Why do you need to know that? Okay, Ensign RPG. First up, take a few deep breaths for me. In and out. Nice and slow. You got that? You draw in one long, measured breath and hold it, then release it. Following the engineer's instructions, you repeat this a few more times. After a while, you begin to feel your pulse slow. Some of the tension in your body slip away. You feel on edge, but slightly more in control. Alright, there we go. Now listen up, Ensign. You ain't got a thing to worry about out there. Way I've heard it is that all the Terran's best pilots were taken care of between here and Mars. Heck, Martians are the ones who've been leading the charge today, so they're the ones taking all the flack. Propaganda machines selling this as our decisive strike against Earth's last line of defense. But between you and me, it ain't nothing more than a mopping up situation. A buddy of mine in operations said as much in the canteen last night. Besides, you hear a dull ring over the comms and sit bolt upright in your seat, slouching back and exhaling as you realize it's nothing more than the engineer striking the cockpit armor on your frame. This beauty here's a work of art. Terran frames ain't got nothing on her. She's all tuned up and ready to go. Probably spent more time with this one than I have with my own kid. Ha, so don't you worry. Alright, buddy, you're not gonna die, surely. You drop the kid line. Remember what they taught you in training and leave the rest up to her, and you'll come out of this just fine. Despite your startled reaction a moment ago, the engineer's confidence is infectious and it's starting to rub off on you. You adjust your position in your seat so that you're sat up straight, and the soft hum of the frame system now seems more comforting than ominous. Just a mopping up operation, do you think? Martians have done all the work, so we're sitting pretty here in our top-of-the-line frames. Yeah, nothing to worry about. So, Ensign RPG, how are you feeling about things now? I should have picked a different name. Feeling good, ready to go. Yeah, I'm ready to get out here and kick some ass. You declare, channeling your newly tapped well of confidence. That's the spirit, Ensign. Now hang on to that. We'll have you out of those hangar doors and kicking Terrans around in no time. Left alone with your thoughts, you tune back to the gentle hum of the frame. You watch the seconds tick away on the cockpit clock while you wait for the order to launch. The wait seems to drag on and on. You carry out a few last-minute flight checks, but as you already completed them when you boarded, nothing has changed. The commander. Alright, pilots, listen up. This is Kalec 1. We've been cleared for launch, so be ready for immediate action. All frames will be taking off in designation order. Attack formation, sound off. Kalec 2, ready. This is Kalec 3, ready. Kalec 4 here, ready for takeoff. ... Yo, wake up. Kalec 5, confirm your status. Oh yeah, Kalec 5, standing by. Keep it together, Kalec 5. Kalec 6. Kalec 6, ready. Alright, Kalec Squadron, move out. Kalec 1, launching. Kalec 2, launching. Kalec 3, launched. Kalec 4, moving out. Oh, look at it go! Look at him go. Oh god. That surely can't be good. The roll call of your squadron as they depart from the ship and accelerate rapidly towards the combat zone sounds almost like a countdown to you. Once Calyx 4 has declared their launch, you know your time has come. You disengage the restraints and prepare yourself. Calyx 5, launching. You shout as you slam the Flight 6 forward for maximum thrust. Oh god. Calyx 5, abort launch, cut thrusters. Calyx 5, abort launch, cut thrusters. The engineer's instructions barely register in the confusion as you're jerked around the cockpit. Your helmet slammed onto the control panel as a brief moment of thrust throws you back into your seat before you're whipped forward again. Warnings flash all over your monitors and sirens and alerts sound from all over the cockpit. Calyx 5, abort launching, cut thrusters. It takes a few seconds for you to comprehend the engineer, but once you do, you quickly pull the Flight 6 back to their neutral position. The roar of your frame's engines dies and your cockpit regains its previous stillness. You wince as the metallic taste of blood fills your mouth. Alright, Calyx 5, hang tight for a moment. Your frame's restraints didn't accept the disengage command. You're still attached to the Calyx. We're gonna need to run a diagnostics. Shouldn't take too long. But my squad! You slump in the cockpit's chair and exhale deeply, your heart still pounding a million beats per minute, your lip stinging. You continue to slow your breathing as you listen to the still open communications channel from the maintenance crew as they work to get your frame released. Hey, yeah, looks like the restraints disengage command didn't register. Yeah, Unit 5. Alright, yeah. Get Unit 6 out, no sense waiting for this one. Okay, start the diagnostics, then reboot if necessary. Calyx 6, launching. Oh, look at that, that's cool. Bye! Off you go. What do you mean hardware fault? We've checked this 10 times since Mars, at least. Who is assigned Unit 5? Oh, fine, right. Shut down systems and run the diagnostic again. I want this frame out there in the next 5 minutes. Calyx 5, we're going to shut down your frame systems for a moment so we can run diagnostics. Stay ready though, we'll have you launching soon. Calyx 5, understood, ready and waiting. Oh, look at it go. Diagnostics in progress. As your cockpit fades to darkness again, you release the flight sticks and suddenly realize just how long you've been clenching your fists around them. You flex your fingers and roll your shoulders, exhaling again as you begin to hear the muffled sounds of the engineers working on your frame's restraints. Staring at the dead monitor, you slowly begin to smile. This is what you wanted, wasn't it? You'd spent so long worrying about this mission that you'd thrown up twice in the past 24 hours, and now it looks like it was all for nothing. You'd got what you wanted, and you were safe. As safe as you can be, strapped to the outside of a military carrier in an inactive armored frame anyway. Your smile widens inadvertently as you thought. At that thought, getting shot down in an inactive frame still in its restraints, you'd become a cautionary tale for engineers and pilots throughout the entire Jovian colony fleet. Your mind turns quickly to the rest of your squadron. When they return, you'd be the laughingstock of the entire Calyx. The pilot who'd spent their entire first mission stuck in a dark cockpit. You dodged a bullet, but you'd never... This is Calyx 6. They've cut off the flight path. There's more. There's a whole squadron of carriers coming from the E-field. Calyx 1, they're going to cut you off from the fleet. Calyx 6 signal disappearing as you sit bolt upright as you begin pressing buttons, trying to activate your cockpit's main monitor so you can see what's going on. However, with your frame system shut down remotely by the maintenance crew, you can do nothing but sit in the dark stillness and listen to the events unfold. Calyx 6, respond! Calyx 6, what's going on? How many carriers are coming in from E-field? Ma'am, Calyx 6 signal has been lost. It's not responding. He's Hold it together, Calyx 4. All units form up. Defensive formation on me. I said all units. Calyx 2, don't break formation. Ma'am, they're firing on us. There's so many of them. Oh god. Ma'am, help. In an instant, your communications channel is flooded with cries of terror and panic. You hear your squad mates, your fellow pilots' exclamations of fear as this unexpected enemy force bears down on them. Screams and yelps, wails and howls fill your head as you sit powerless in the dark confines of your cockpit. Hey, who's out there? Engineering, hey, get me ready. I can't help. Get me ready to launch. Engineering. They're getting killed out there. I need to go. Now. You shout demands to get your frame ready for launch over the channel, but are met with no response. In the dark of the cockpit, with your controls unresponsive, you can't be sure whether the channel is closed or if no one's listening. With all attention turned to receiving the battle damage units from your squad. Listen to me, anyone, get me out of here. You desperately begin attempting a manual override of your systems, but find that nothing responds to you. The only spark of life that you can glean from your frame is the small diagnostics progress bar. I need to be out there. Anyone, hey! In one last desperate attempt, you begin hammering on your cockpit walls, hoping to get the attention of the engineers who could hear the outside earlier. The entire time the chaos of the combat was out in space is narrated to you in broken fragments of radio chatter. I butchered that line. Holy shit. There's 3, 4 on me. I've lost my shield. I can't shake them. They're everywhere. The line of retreat's totally cut off. We can't get back to the ship. Ma'am, what do we do? What do we do? Stop panicking and form up. 3 and 4, on me. We're going to punch a hole through their formation and... Ma'am, come in, ma'am. Oh god, oh. One by one, your squad signals disappear and the cacophony of panic disappears, replaced by a gentle hiss of static. You stop hammering on the side of your cockpit as the last voice is cut off. You're drenched in a cold sweat now, and your empty stomach feels like a rock has sunk to the bottom of it. You lean back and stare blankly ahead. This is Calyx 5. Ready for takeoff. September 21st, planetary calendar 209. Despite last-minute reinforcements for the Solar Federation from their headquarters on Earth, the battle above lunar... Despite last-minute reinforcements for the Solar Federation from their headquarters on Earth, the battle above lunar is a victory for the joint Martian and Jovian forces. This will be the final battle of the Solar War. Having lost their last stronghold on Lunar, the Solar Federation would agree to a ceasefire and sign an armistice to end hostilities. An uneasy peace fills the solar system. With the conflict between the Solar Federation and the Martian-Jovian alliance concluded, the Calyx and her crew soon returned to the Europa colony near Jupiter. April 19th, planetary calendar 214. 5 years later. The reduced need for pilots away from the delicate space between Earth and Mars saw Ensign RPG reassigned to security detail aboard various Jovian ships. He is eventually promoted to lieutenant. 4 years have passed. 4 or 5 years. Okay. 4 years have passed since the battle above Lunar. The Jovian colony fleet, fearing fresh aggression from Earth, has increased patrols near its colonies after picking up unusual signs coming further out in the solar system. Aliens. The patrol ship JFS Gundog is dispatched to support the JFS O'Brien in its investigation of these signals. Jovian space. Aboard the Jovian patrol ship JFS Gundog. As the rumble of Gundog's engines roaring to life reverberates through the ship, you clench your fists. It's been 4 years, and to this day, the sensation of tremors, whether they're ship engines, docking clamps, or weapon drills, still ties your stomach into knots. A bad trait for a ship's security officer. You shake your head and exhale slowly, taking a moment before stowing the last of your possessions and pushing the drawer closed. You feel the click as it locks into place, and the exterior plastic paneling sits completely flush with its surroundings. Stepping back, you look around the room. You take another deep breath and hold it for a moment. Although this was far from your first posting as a security officer, you always felt the same sense of trepidation, if not anxiety. As similar as all the ships were, they all came with their own unique crews and personalities, and with those came unique problems. Breathing out, you take a look around the room, taking stock of your surroundings. Select the look button to examine your surroundings by selecting the items of interest. Select again when you're done. Alright, let's have a look. See? Big look at the computer. Our bookshelf. Lets me control the room's lighting on the bed. I can keep my books here too. I'm currently reading the Tales of the Cosmic Champions series. Alright, so this is the bed, standard crew bunk. The wall panels can be removed by jamming it with a thin object, and crew members often stash contraband there. Looks like this one's not been touched. Okay. Just a normal storage unit. We got our little PC. Can also access records. The door. Okay, select the use button to interact with your surroundings by selecting specific objects to use them. Select the button when you're done. Use the bed. Okay, so we cannot sleep. Light switch. Oh, I can turn off the light. Nice. Report to the bridge. Select the move button to move. Okay. Let's move to the corridor. Oh, okay. You step out into an empty corridor, and the door to your quarters gently hisses shut behind you. Its keypad gives a short series of beeps, and you hear the lock engage. The dull thrum of the ship's system is barely audible, but otherwise you are stood in total silence. The air is cooler outside of your quarters, and the corridor has a sterile lack of aroma. This has been the same on every ship you've been stationed on, and at this point, it doesn't surprise you. Okay, so this is a Swift-class patrol vessel, which means if I leave this quarters block, I'll be in the foreside Thoroughfare. The what and the what now? If I go right towards the aft, I'll arrive in the central hub, and then I can head to the bridge. Let's have a look around. Alright, so we have Cruz, Hanson Cruz, Haru Rumney, doesn't sound familiar. Dalton Grange, not someone I've met before. Dylan Dees, I can't say I've run into them either. Hanson Cruz, so is that somebody we know? What else can we click on? Let's go inside. Okay, fine. No? Alright, we move. The foreside Thoroughfare. You leave the crew block behind you and you find yourself in a much larger corridor that stretches off to your left with multiple smaller corridors leading from it. To your right is the corridor that leads to a large plaza-like space. A very faint breeze coming from your left ruffles your hair and chills you slightly, and you hear the sounds of human activity. From the right, you can hear the hum of the ship's engines more clearly now, as well as the occasional low, quiet whirling sound. Looks like I was right. This portion of the Thoroughfare will let me access both sets of the crew quarters, the mess hall, the hangar, and the central hub. From there, I can access the rest of the ship's areas. I should hurry up to meet the captain before I look around anywhere else. Well, too bad. No, let me explore. Alright, fine. the bridge and the S-Bay. As you enter the central hub, you hear a low whirling noise and the engines grow louder. You can see the readouts above one of the elevators change, letting you know someone is using it to travel to another part of the ship. Looking around, you see the entrances to both the fore and aft side thoroughfares, as well as the corridor to the airlocks. These elevators will take me to the bridge where the captain will be. I shouldn't waste any more time. Alright. Let's go to the bridge. Knowing that you need to report to the captain, who, at this point of the ship's journey, should be stationed on the bridge, you make your way towards the elevators and press the call button. You step back and watch the indicators above each elevator, waiting for one to arrive. As you wait, your mind begins to wander and you're caught unaware as you feel something suddenly jab into your back, and a voice from behind you declares, "Hands in the air, identify yourself." Your posture stiffens as you snap back to reality, caught completely off guard by the voice behind you. Thoughts race through your mind as you try to figure out what's going on. Could there already be another security detail on board? That shouldn't be possible. As far as you know, you were the only one, unless... I said hands in the air, punk. You tentatively raise your hands, palms flat and facing forward, as whatever has been thrust into the small of your back is removed slowly, and you hear the person behind you take a step backwards. You exhale and begin to turn around. It's just a finger gun, dude. Chill out. Lieutenant RPG, security detail, ID, 80254 JFSG. I'm on my way to meet the captain. I knew it! Somebody was playing a prank. Finger guns. Where you'd been expecting a gruff crew member, instead you're met with a bright and cheery officer waving a pen around with a large smile on her face. You're taken aback for a moment, as this isn't just any officer. This is Cassie. What are you? Oh. Sandra, I've missed you so much. You big doofus. You should have seen your face when you turned around. You were all, "Kapah!" Yeah, that's how I imagined it. I love that face you make when you think you're in trouble. It's like you think playing the big soldier will get you out of trouble. It's so cute. Lieutenant Commander Cassandra Quinn. You should have known, really. She's always been one for bad jokes and stupid pranks as long as you've known her. Childhood friends, maybe? Her less than professional attitude and penchant for irresponsibility is the reason why, despite her talent, she's not commanding a ship of her own. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how good did I get you? You totally thought you were being busted, right? But if you're being honest, her playful nature is what attracted you to her in the first place. Oh, damn, we got canonical relationship. Oh, fuck. I actually... Alright. You've been dating for nearly 2 years now, but a lot of that has been over electronic mail or in letters. Your postings have never lined up until now. So just straight up into the relationship. Cassie, what are you doing here? I thought you were stationed on the Reliant. You never said you were being transferred. What happened? Well, the thing about that is, you might say that a disagreement with the head of operations on the Reliant led to a lateral trajectory for my career. Cassandra, please. Okay, so maybe when it came time to change the ship's cybersecurity passwords, I couldn't be bothered to spend all day sitting in the computer core, waiting for it to generate new code, so I just changed all the existing passwords by a single digit. The classic password 1 to password 2 strategy. I do it all the time. You place your face in your hands as a dull groan rises from the back of your throat. This isn't the first time you've heard a story like this. And maybe it turns out when they run the cybersecurity drills, they assume that the enemy have your old passwords, so they try to brute force those. And maybe that meant the ship was compromised in 0.5 seconds. But at least they found out I'd done that in a drill and not in a real engagement, right? I've basically saved the entire ship in advance. No. I'm surprised you're still even stationed on a ship. How are you not stuck back in a records room at Europa Colony right now? Well, I probably shouldn't tell you this, but if I can't trust you, who can I trust? Turns out this mission was organized at a really short notice, and the Gundog was the only ship available. The problem was that they've been having issues with the crew, so they had to transfer some in short notice. Lucky for me that I'd so recently been made available. That's weird. I'd only just been stationed on the Duke, so I shouldn't have been free to be transferred. What did you do? You had a hand in this. Okay, you figured it out. I may have used one of my contacts from the Academy who works in Resource to transfer you over here. I'm pretty sure you know every regulation you broke by doing that. Oh, compliance. Oh, what was I supposed to do? Get stationed to some tiny ship heading out to the middle of nowhere with no one I know on the crew? We haven't seen each other in months. Aren't you glad to see me? Yes, now we could be very inappropriate and unprofessional. Of course I'm glad to see you. I've missed you too, you know? It's been a long time. You don't become part of the Reliance Operations Department without some serious talent. I'm not going anywhere. Oh, you said you were on your way to see Captain, right? Have you had a chance to take a look around the ship yet? No, the story wouldn't let me. No, not yet. Great, I'll show you around. I've been here a few days, so I basically know this ship like the back of my hand. Where do you want to go first? Let's go to the cafeteria, I'm hungry. I was on my way to see the captain. I felt the engine start up, so I know we're launching soon, and I thought I should probably report in as soon as possible. Oh, don't worry about that. I've already logged you on board. So it's just a formality now. Besides, Bartermuse? Captain Bartermuse isn't exactly a stickler for procedure. Okay. So we can check out anywhere you want to go before we head up there. It's like Bartholomew, but Bartermuse. Well, alright, in that case. Great! This is going to be the best tour you've ever been on. By the time it's over, you've seen every inch of this ship and met everyone on board. It's been so long since we last saw each other, too. We definitely need to take some time to stop on... Whoa! You can now access every area of the Gundog. Select the talk button to view a list of who's available to talk to. You look around the central hub as Cassandra already begins to make her way to your first destination, waving at you to follow. It might be a small ship, you think, but now would be the perfect opportunity to learn its layout and familiarize yourself with where you'll be spending your current duty. Plus, you admit, it wouldn't hurt to meet all the crew, or to get to know them sooner rather than later. Let's talk to Cassandra. You know, it's kind of funny now that I think about it. What? This area is called the Central Hub, but to be honest, the only places you can get to straight away from here are the airlock, sick bay, or the bridge. S-bay, that's what it stands for, sick bay. Well, it's right in the middle of the ship, so it connects everything together via 2 thoroughfares, right? Kind of, but you want to get, but if you want to get to engineering to do some mechanical work, you've got to go the long way to do that. And if you want to do pretty much anything else, you got to go the other way. The foreside thoroughfare is way more of a hub since you can get to all sorts of places really quickly. Get some snacks from the mess hall or to take you back to your quarters. Easy. If you want a quick soda while taking audit in the hangar, you're there and back in no time. They should move the bridge to the front of the ship. That's not how that works. Sounds to me like you just want a vending machine on the bridge. Hey, that's not a bad idea. But still, it's a long way to get to the other end of the ship no matter where you're going from. How would you solve that problem? We take the ship apart and we rebuild it. Maybe change the shape of the ship so the center is really the center? I mean, is she wrong though? I don't think so. It's space, so you can make it a really efficient shape like a cube or something. A cube? I guess it could be efficient, but I don't think anyone would take a cube-shaped ship seriously. Valid, I think. You take these elevators to get to either bridge or sick bays. The bridge is at the top of the ship, while the sick bay is located on the lower decks. Alright, fine. What's over here? Move to the off thoroughfare, yes. As the two of you leave the central hub behind and travel down the offside thoroughfare, the hum of the engines continues to grow louder. You'd effectively filtered the noise out in the rest of the ship, but as you get closer to the rear of the ship, its volume increases considerably. Are the engines supposed to be that loud? Are the what? I said, are the engines supposed to be that loud? The what? I said, she's messing with me. I heard you the first time. Oh my god. You could have told me. I've never been on a ship where the engines are so noticeable. Is it supposed to be like that? Supposed to? No, not really, but the Gundog is a Swift class, a type of patrol ship that's designed for rapid response. They're made to cover large areas of space quickly and offer basic assistance to ships in distress. That, or to be the first on the scene to gather intel and issue warnings if anyone comes too close to Jovian space. Which means design-wise, they're prioritized speed above everything else. I guess the best way to sum it all up is that the Gundog is basically a huge set of engines with a tiny ship strapped to them. Well, that's reassuring. Oh, it's fine. It just means there's no space for systems like motion dampeners or soundproofing. You'll miss it when you leave. I doubt it. You have anything else to say? There's an upside to these vibrations coming from the engines. Oh yeah? Check this out. You watch as Cassandra crouches down and takes out a pen from a pocket and lays it on the floor. As soon as she removes her hand, it begins to slowly edge away from her, moved by the vibrations carried through the ship. Ta-da! That's great. I know, right? Back on the Reliant, we used to go to the engines room and race stationary on the gangways near the engines. I had a red pen that moved 3 times faster than anything else. 3 times faster, huh? You know it. I can't believe I lost it, though. Oh hey, what have you got in your pockets? My keycard and a pack of gum? Why? The race is on. First from this panel to that panel, the loser buys us something from the vending machine. Go with the gum. Alright, let's go with the gum. You place your packet of gum on the floor next to the pen and stand up. Tense 30 seconds follows as the two objects slowly jitter their way along the floor. This is a lieutenant, by the way. Almost neck and neck the entire way. Come on, Biro, you got this. You can do this, gum. The sporting event of the century looks like it'll end in a draw, but at the last moment, your packet of gum slowly moves off in a different direction. Aw, man. This allows Cassie's pen to take the lead and pass over the seam between one floor panel and the other. Yes, drinks are on you. Alright, let's go to engineering. As the two of you continue through the off thoroughfare and the thrum of the engines grows louder still. The featureless panel that has been made up the majority of the ship's interior quickly gives way to the visible pipes and conduits. Eventually, the smooth flooring transitions to grating, revealing more workings underfoot. Finally, the thoroughfare leads into one huge open chamber filled with masses of machinery. Terminal panels set to the side of various apparatus cycle through different readings. The light from the screens reflected off ducts and valves. All this equipment is separated by a grid of catwalks and access ladders. Wow, that's a lot of stuff. That was a lot of words. A lot of stuff is right. This is central engineering. Pretty much every system aside from the engines themselves. The central computer can be found in this room. All in one place. Isn't that a little risky? Well, a Swift-class ship relies on an absolutely minimal crew. The Gundog only has 2 engineers. I think they figured it'd be easier on them if everything that was important was kept in one place. Oh, no. You certainly know about ship engineering. What can I say? I'm a pretty talented individual. Oh, yeah? Well, we're here. Can you share some of that knowledge? What's that over there? Oh, that's the phalenic conversion unit. And what's that? Oh, that's the omnifaceted wing shaft. I think you're just making stuff up. What about that? That's the turbo encabulator. Every day is a school day. I'm head of operations, not chief engineer, okay? I don't need to know what. Hey, no one better be screwing around up there. You both jump as a stern voice barks at you from below. Looking down, you see through the grating that there's another catwalk situated below and the one you're stood on, with a crew member moving at a speed towards the ladder that joins the two walkways. I swear, if I find so much as a single terminal readout out of place, I'm stuffing the two of you in the organics processing system. If I have to retrieve one more pin from behind the compressors... The crew member continues to grumble as they ascend. Holy muscles. Quinn, you better not be here to tell me that your favorite pin has somehow fallen into the system block again. No, Chief. Got it right here. Damn straight you do. Now make sure you hang on to that one, or you're gonna need someone to pull you out of the system block instead. And who's this? Our wayward security officer? You got a name there? You quickly throw a sharp salute at the woman in front of you without even checking her rank first. Not only does she loom over you physically, but you quickly pick up on a force of personality. It feels like it adds an extra 6 inches to her considerable stature. Lieutenant RPG, security officer for the JFS Gundog, ma'am. Less of that ma'am business, RPG. Name's Mackenzie Cathays, chief engineer. That's chief to you. Yes, my chief. My lady. My chief. Damn straight. Now, what are the two of you doing in engineering? I was just giving Lieutenant RPG a tour of the ship, Chief. That's so. You've never been on a ship before, Lieutenant? First assignment? Never on a Swift class, Chief. I've only served on a strike or supply classes to date. That's so. Which strike vessels? The JFS Victory and the JFS Thunderbolt, Chief. Victory and Thunderbolt, huh? Don't think either of those two are less than 3 years old, so probably wouldn't have seen what the new streamlined distribution systems. I wonder if you had seen the power coils, though. I think the Victory is part of that production. You and Cassandra exchange a quick, nervous glance as the chief, who had previously seemed like she was about to physically throw both of you out of engineering, suddenly begins a conversation with herself. You continue to stand to a nervous attention as she ruminates about ship components. Chief, is there anything I could help you with about those ships? Oh, huh? Lieutenants, didn't realize you're still here. No, you're off the hook, RPG. Not unless you could tell me whether the Victory was outfitted with the 3rd generation B-Pack upgrades anyway. Sorry, Chief. Don't think I could. Wonder if that's because retrofitting takes into account space availability in the ship's interior for minimal traversal impact. Although maybe if it could, that'd be I think now would be a good time for us to move on. Good idea. All this space techno babble. I don't know what's going on. Oh yeah, sure. Just don't let me catch you screwing around in here again. Alright. Let's go to... Central Computer? You swipe your keycard through the card reader into the terminal by the door leading to the Central Computer. The door doesn't open, and instead you hear a harsh tone from the terminal, which has now displayed an error message. Okay, I guess we cannot go through here. Looking at a screen, you see a message displayed in large flashing letters. Access denied. Insufficient authority. Oh, even with your security clearance, you won't be able to get into the main computer room. Because the staff is so small, the ship's computer handles a lot of tasks that would normally be done by the crew. Controls a lot of really sensitive functions, so it's only the captain and the operations team allowed access. Aren't you part of the operations team? Oh, I don't think any of the ships I've been on had a computer system like this. The bigger ships usually have their computing distributed amongst multiple systems across the ship. But because they've also got larger crews, there's more that the people on board are responsible for. I think that's because a Swift class is so small. There's such a limited crew, they need to assign more functionality to the computer. Because of that, there's a lot more vital It's a lot more vital and no one screws around with it. I see. You said that operations have access. Can we take a look using your authority? Well, since the whole reason I'm here is that I didn't exactly take my responsibilities with the Reliance computer system seriously, yeah, probably a bad idea. The captains told me not to mess around with it. Ah. But it's not that interesting anyway. Alright, let's go back to the Thoroughfare. And then check out the Armoury. You swipe your keycard through the card reader to set the terminal by the Armory's door instead of the door opening. Oh no. Access denied again. I can't go anywhere. Looks like your clearance has been fully processed yet. You'll have to meet the captain before you get into that room. Alright, alright. What is this? Down that corridor is the Armory. Yeah, we already... Alright, let's go back to Central. Oh, Jesus Christ. Where were we? Were we... Oh, I forgot which one. Foreside or aft? I think we were in the aft, so let's go foreside. Yeah, here we go. As you head to the central hub, the Thoroughfare stretches out in front of you with doorways leading to other areas. And here we are in the fortified... Thoroughfare? Thoroughfare. Jesus. I know, I went to my quarters earlier when I came aboard. Oh? What did you say? Foreside Thoroughfare. No, you did not say that. No, I don't think you did. I 100% said, okay. Alright. God damn. Can't even trust myself. I thought that was fishy. I 100% said Foreside Thoroughfare. Aha! It's a tricky thing to say. You try saying it quickly. I said it. I said it just fine the first time. What? Foreside Thoroughfare. 4-5 Thoroughfare. 4-5 Thoroughfare. We'll call this one a draw, Lieutenant. What is it? The hangar? Was this one mess hall? Oh yeah, let's go to the mess hall. Fire control. Yay, snacks! And here we have the highlight of the entire tour, the mess hall. Cassandra's face is radiating happiness as she gestures through the double doorway that you've stood by into the mess hall. Looking inside, you see a canteen like any other. Tables, chairs, vending machines, it's all here. This is the highlight. Looks like a pretty standard mess hall to me. You bet. Do you know why? Tell me. Because they got both of the different kinds of vending machines. The red one that stocks the spicy potato chips and the white one that has all the different chocolate bars. Wow. So that's all bases covered, huh? They got all the fundamental food groups. I'm not sure. Hey, Quinn! A rough voice calls out from further in. You hadn't noticed them previously because of Cassandra's enthusiastic presentation of vending machines, but someone sat in the far corner, stands up, drops a half-smoked cigarette into a coffee cup and strides over. What? What's going on, Quinn? Who's this? Lieutenant Rumney, you were just smoking in the mess hall. Ah, take it easy, Quinn. I was sat right by the extractor vent for the meal vendor. No harm, no foul. That's not the point. The extra strain on the air scrubbers from cigarette... Yeah. Look at this. Anyway, who's this hottie? Me? A hottie? Well, cat's got her tongue. Name's Haru. Haru Rumney. What about you, good looking? Oh, Lieutenant Type RPGs. Ship security. Oh, let's, go back there. RPG, huh? No way, really? Last time I checked. Well, alright. Good to know. That's all for me, RPG. You know where my quarters are, right? Yeah, I do. Well, let's just stay quiet. We don't want to get in trouble with Cassandra. Well, you're lost, Lieutenant. Catch you nerds later. We got a little maverick over here. What was that all about? I can't stand them sometimes. They swagger around the ship like they own the place just because they're the only 2 pilots on board. Oh, Maverick. Yeah, checks out. Newsflash, Haru. Second best pilot out of the 2 is last place. Don't worry about them too much. They're not worth it. Alright, let's go. This is the second set of crew quarters where operations staff, that's me and Vanessa, the department heads and the captain have their quarters. Makes sense. Of course, it's obvious why you'd come this way so soon after finding out I was part of the crew. No comment? I'm supposed to be meeting the captain soon. I know, and despite that, you've left your you let your libido guide you to my quarters, you animal. Well, maybe let's save that for later, okay? Alright, let's look. That's Mackenzie. That's Dr. Rosarium's quarters, although I've never seen or heard him use them. He's pretty severe. Is that right? It's hard to explain. I guess you'll find out when you meet him. Okay. He must be pretty intense. Normally Cassie's got a lot more to say about people than that. The nameplate reads Cassandra Quinn. I don't really need an explanation on who that room belongs to. Alright, let's go inside. Oh, by the way, if you ever want access to my quarters, the passcode for the lock is 0211. It's pretty much the same passcode I use for everything. Same, sister. 0211. Got it. So are we gonna go in? The web. Come on. That's right. It's... Oh no. Oh no. Clearly it's an anniversary, right? 0211. Oh no. It's your lucky number, our anniversary, your naval ID. I'm gonna say the safe bet is anniversary. We're gonna go with anniversary. Come on, you didn't think I'd forget, did you? Hey, good job. Oh, wait. Before you go in, can you give me a few minutes to tidy the place? Oh, how messy can it be? I was almost late for my duty shift this morning, so it's kind of a mess. Let me put some stuff away, okay? Sure. Keeping herself between you and the entrance to her room, Cassandra opens the door using the control panel to its right. As it opens, she swiftly steps through, and before it's even all the way open, closes it again, using the panel on her side of the entrance. The entire time, she obstructs your view of her quarters. A few minutes pass, and you continue to stand gingerly outside of Cassie's quarters. You hear the occasional footsteps coming from the foreside thoroughfare, but they all move on to other parts of the ship. Thankfully, no one stops by to ask why security is lurking outside one of the operations officer's quarters. Hey, Cassie? You give the door a gentle knock, leaning against the wall, continuing to remain on lookout for anyone who may have some questions about what you're doing out there. How's it going in there? Oh yeah, almost done. Just give me a minute to get this sorted out, and that last pause is followed by a loud bang and the sound of a small cascade of various objects onto the floor. Okay, maybe a few more minutes. How much stuff does she have? You sigh and step back from the door. If anyone asks you, you can always tell them that you're doing spot checks for contraband or something similar. You know the password. Open up. Oh my god. What is this nightmare? Welcome. Make yourself at... As you step through the door frame, the toe of your boot catches on a discarded pair of leggings, which are held in place by your other foot. As you begin to fall over, you reach out to catch onto something to stop yourself. Unfortunately, the chair you reach out for has a uniform thrown over the back seat, which slips as you grab it, bringing forth the chair and the assortment of cosmetics on the seat clattering down to the floor with you. Oh no, are you okay? I'm sorry, I thought... Cassie. Yes? I thought you said you were tidying up this place. I was. Then why did I just get brained by a falling hairdryer? There was a system. You get back to your feet and right the chair as Cassie quickly grabs the assorted bottles and tubes that fell down with you, placing them randomly back on any nearby surface. You almost launch into a speech about securely stowing possessions in case of high-speed maneuvers, but you stop yourself. Doesn't the captain ever carry out spot checks or surprise inspections? No, it's great. From what I heard, her quarters are worse state than mine. Is that right? Alright, let's have a look around. In front of the panel of storage unit, looks like it barely managed to stay shut. Could that be what's bang earlier? Are these printed photographs? Aren't those cool? They're from our first date at the Europa amusement park. I took my Pixie Cam straight to the specialist printer the next day and got copies made. I even wrote the date on the back so I'd never forget our anniversary. Oh, please say it's 0211. Oh, look at us. We're so cute. Adorable. Wow, I never knew you were that sentimental. I knew I was on to a good thing when you held my hair back so I could barf mid roller coaster ride. You don't meet many people that consider it when you're dating within the forces, let me tell you. Yeah, now that I think about it, that wasn't the most romantic date I've ever been on. It still called me back up for a second date though. I guess I must have been pretty desperate. Yeah, joking. All jokes aside, Cassie's bed currently appears to be acting as a makeshift wardrobe. Does she move all those clothes before she goes to sleep, or do they act like extra sheets? How does she even have this much clothing on board anyway? Anything else? Oh, what can we use? These are the photographs that Cassie had printed after our first date at the theme park. Uh-huh. Yes! Victory! Anniversary on the back. 0211. I've still got the rest of the ship to check out. Plus, I should really go and see the captain soon. I don't think there's time for that right now. Oh, come on. So how are you finding the Gundog so far? Enjoying the tour? Ship's pretty much the same as every other one I've been on. The tour's first class though. Maybe if working in naval operations doesn't work out, you could start your own business as a tour guide back on Europa colony. You think so? Definitely. You seem to have all the insider knowledge already, and you've been stationed here for a few days. Imagine all the insider knowledge you could share about Europa colony. Yeah, you're right. And over here we have the statue of workers who built this colony. You sneak around the back, you can get inside the plinth and hide from the colony security if they catch you and your friends hanging out at the park after it's shut. Then again, you don't think that's the kind of thing people would want to know? Maybe a bit more about the workers first. Anyway. Oh, look at that. How you finding the Gundog so far? How do you feel about being transferred from the Reliance? What do you want to do when we've got some shore leave? Now that we're on the same ship, our shore leave will line up. Do you have anywhere you want to go? Anything you want to do? I hadn't thought about that, I guess. This means that we'll be able to go on a lot more dates now. Oh, I know. Did you hear about that new colony they're added to the Europa cluster? It's got an ultra-efficient water handling plant, and the planners have included a water park. We should go as soon as possible. A water park? What's that? Hey, what? You've never heard of a water park? Never? Seriously? They're building one of the coolest new features on the new colonies they're building. They're one of the coolest new features on the new colonies they're building. They're like lots of big swimming pools with slides and rivers and all sorts. All the e-magazines are saying they're going to be the coolest things to do on the colonies once they're open. Pools and slides into pools? But like really exciting. Huh. Okay, I guess when we're next docked, I'll see if I can book us some tickets. Awesome. How do you feel about being transferred from the Reliance? I know. We don't need to have this conversation. I've already had it from Captain Singh in my dismissal and from one of the senior resource officers. You're wasting your potential. You would make an excellent captain if you took your duties seriously. Your academy scores were excellent. I wasn't going to give you the speech. One of the only good things about not having parents is that I don't have to hear it from them too. Oh, okay, well this got a little deep. Hey, Cassie. And it's the absolute worst hearing it from you, because I know that out of everyone, you're probably the only person that really cares. I honestly did not mean to make this a touchy subject. I wasn't going to give you the big speech about it. I figured you'd already had it from everyone else. I just wanted to make sure you were okay. Figured you're feeling worse than you let on. It's going to be okay, you know? A ship like this isn't the worst place to be for a while. And if things work out okay, you can always just put in for a transfer back to a bigger ship. The JCF is still building up its navy, so there will be loads of opportunities. And if that doesn't work out, there's still your career as a tour guide back on Europa. Aw, she's so sad! Yeah, you know it. I'd probably make a better tour guide than a ship operator anyway. I think you'd be great at whatever you decide to do, and whatever that is, I'll be here to support you through it. Cassie? Aw, you're so cheesy sometimes. Come here. We got glomped. How are you finding the gun dog so far? So you've been on the ship for a few days now. How are you finding it? Well, it's not too bad. Obviously, it's not like being stationed on the Reliant. It's a whole lot smaller and there's way less people. But then there's also a lot less to do, so you get much more free time. Captain Bartomuse is pretty lax compared to Captain Singh. But then I get the impression that this whole crew is a bunch of burnouts. Gee, thanks. Except for us. I obviously didn't mean any of that. Didn't mean that about you. That's so funny. I'm out of time. Holy cow. Okay, so we're gonna wrap it up here. Already an hour in true visual novel fashion. There's a lot of dialogue, a lot of reading. Didn't even advance the plot all that much. Just going around exploring the ship, talking, getting the back and forth between the player and Cassie. I really do enjoy their dialogue and their banter together. I'll probably check into this one on my own and keep updated with it on my own. But if you're interested in experiencing this visual novel yourself, I will leave the link to the Steam store page down in the description below, so you can check out the demo and then check out its eventual release and enjoy it yourself there. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you for the next video.